What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Plant and Push.
Yo, Leaf here. To my left, I got.
Deuce. Man, we've been just kind of talking a lot about, like we mentioned before, all the things that have disrupted our mental at times. What we'd like to call it is, you know, staying on our squares, ultimately what we're trying to do. Stay on our 10 toes and stay firm in that.
For sure. Can you dive a little bit more into that, like when we were first talking about it, when we were planning this?
Yeah. One of the things that we've kind of talked about before is just the vision that we have,
Yeah.
right? Like when I first started working with Jordan, the thing that really stuck out was, where I wanted to be in a year, 5 years, 10 years, those things down the road.
Yeah.
And it brought me back to this assignment that I did in college. I don't know if I've ever told you about it, but it was the Lifetime Strategic Plan.
Oh, yeah.
Did I ever?
Briefly?
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was in wealth creation. I think I might have mentioned it before.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things where we started with writing our own eulogy, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
Like, cause
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah.
he wanted you to think with like the end in mind. So it was actually a really unique and awesome exercise because, like, it just puts you in that mindset of like, okay, what do you want to be remembered as? And of course, I was graphic, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna like on the thing, I was like, yeah, the way Max died is he was on his 100th skydiving venture and landed in the Amazon rainforest and got eaten by a Black Panther. But
No better way to go out.
hey, you know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
dead.
but no, yeah. And then, matter of fact, on that same document, for some reason, I can't name it other than God.
Yeah.
It was like one of the main goals that I had. I was like, this is going to be determined by fate, but by the time I'm 27, is when I want to find my wife and when I want to marry me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It
came true, and I was just like, man, like I was reading that before the proposal, and it just kind of brought me back and everything.
Yeah. Whoa.
But yeah, incorporating it into this idea of vision. There are a few other things that I have in there, like eventually long term one day. Hay and I have talked about this too. Like, we really want to be involved with adoption ministry.
Nice.
That's one thing that we're super passionate about, as well as like helping the homeless and things like that. Just people that didn't have it as good as we did growing up.
For sure.
And mind you, I mean, we didn't have every bell and whistle there was in the world. Folks never really kept up with the Joneses, but it made us better for it.
For sure.
And because of that, we always had the support that we needed. People at games, at school events, whatever it was, like you always knew the Gonzalez family was repping deep. And at times I'm like, damn, y'all, like not all of y'all have to come to my 5th grade graduation, but there wasn't telling them any other way. And so, no, like, that's one thing a couple of things that we want to accomplish in our lives. And there have been a few things that have really played kind of like a tug of war mentally for me. Things trying to pull me and distract me from ultimately what I feel like my purpose is, which is to help people, to help bring people to God by teaching them or assisting them in helping them become the best versions of themselves.
For sure.
And so, man, there's just been some instances where I've really had to consider what I want my life to look like, and then Haley and I's lives to look like, our future family, those sorts of things. And ultimately I want to be somebody that's like my pops, that didn't miss a beat on anything, that was there for everything. Obviously my mom was too. But there was just some things that have happened over this past year that I was really excited about, but didn't work out because I was according to my plan and not his. And so, that's kind of where, like we were talking about, the conversation got got kicked off at.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, brother. And it's important, it's insightful, and it's really honorable as well that you guys want to adopt. And it's really important, and also help the homeless. I also want to adopt as well. I'm not too sure if I'll ever have kids of my own, quite per se. The Lord plans for that for sure. But for sure, I want to adopt as well. I think that's really important for, like you're saying, the kids that didn't have that opportunity to, the resources to, in order to be successful in life, or to get that step ahead, whatever that case might be. But what I also really enjoy was when you're talking about the class and writing your eulogy. So I took this class in college as well, very similar, in the sense of it's like thinking long term, but still I think in the human development side, I forget exactly what it was. I think it was older adulthood, or something like that.
What
But anywho,
what like age range?
for sure, like 50s and up.
Okay.
Yeah, like 40s, 50s and up. But what they had us do was, I forget specifically what it's called, but filling out like who's in charge of you if you like are in hospice or patient care. Like you can't make decisions for yourself.
Power of attorney.
Yes, yeah, power of attorney. Man, it really put things into perspective and started to make me think about, okay, like who is that person, given that at that time, let's say I make it to, what is it, 70s or age average right now for men, and I think women might be a little bit higher, like late 70s. I want to say it's like 77. Don't quote me on that. But like my parents are going to be gone, likely my brother might be gone, you know what I'm saying, at that age.
And by the time you get to that point,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
bro.
I ain't trying to think of that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, at this point, I'm like maybe 19.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, your first couple years of college.
Yeah.
That makes
Damn,
sense.
bro. Thinking about all of this, I just got here. But put things into perspective. Like, who is that person? Who do I trust now? In the future, obviously, I'm not making that decision right now, but it's also not a bad idea, I guess, having that kind of shit figured out. But yeah, man. But what that really brings it back to is, okay, now I can't get so attached to the smaller things, kind of like we were talking about when we were planning this episode, as far as just not getting attached to these earthly possessions, or letting things get attached to ourselves as well, whether that be like our mental, whether that be our body, or our soul per se.
What sort of things do you notice that, for good or for bad, tend to latch on to your mind, body, soul? Any of the three or all three?
Yeah. Mine for sure. I think what comes into perspective is it's a lot of anxiety or like anxious thoughts that are just not real.
Yeah.
In a sense, and part of that's me, and I think part of that is just believing in just statements that are like not true, or having that rabbit hole. It comes to mind as the devil is a lie. It tries to show you things that are like what you want, but it's like not good, or whatever the case is, you know. So I would say mine in that sense. I don't know about any other specifics right now. I'm sure there's a ton that come to mind later.
Yeah. When you have an epiphany at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, I should have said this.
Yeah, for sure. I found myself getting attached to people for sure. Places, absolutely. Like this apartment, like we were talking about earlier, man. It is sad, and I got attached to this place. And there's a lot of memories, and a lot of music was made here. A lot of just laughs were had here, and
Plenty
a lot
of those.
Podcasts were like had here. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Football games, dog. Watched Ohio State win here, just on this couch.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. So I get attached to those kind of things.
Are you like very nostalgic person?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, dude. With my job too, I got attached to not only the job and my students, my previous job, but also like my boss. So I was like, man, very vulnerable. But after I cleaned out my office, Man, dude, I sat in my car and I just cried for a little bit, and I was like, damn, I'll never work this job again. Per se, I won't see this office. Not that like I was super excited about that office. There's no windows
The
in there.
dungeon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like not that I was like super like, oh man, but it's still I think it's a space that spent a good amount of time in. Leaving our first dorm room, me and William. That was a not a tough transition. I think we were like, okay, we're ready to move into an apartment, but also like, hey man, like we shared this space, and neither of us had done that before with anybody else besides like our brothers, obviously, growing up. But then like, oh, okay, this space is no longer here, and like people, like I was saying, my boss, like we still hang out and be friends and all that kind of stuff for sure. But I just won't see her like on a weekly basis.
Yeah, and it's like it's always interesting because whenever you have that one homie at work or
Yeah.
um, you're like, yeah, oh, this ain't gonna change. I'm always gonna see you, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
ultimately, that's
It's
not
not the
often
same.
what happens.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
not the same. So
exactly.
coming to terms with that, and I'll try to for now make it a point of seeing her like once a month if I can. Whether that be meeting up for lunch or breakfast, whatever the case is. But yeah, so those kind of things, I definitely get attached to just people, places, memories. Kind of had a hard time letting go of my first car. That was a thing for sure. But yeah, man, I think just working on detaching from that, not necessarily a bad sense. It can be bad if I'm like obsessing and like super just attached to it, like I don't want to let it go.
Like when change comes around.
Yeah, like that's when it can be bad. But I'm working on the opposite of like detaching. Like okay, yes, this is sad. Yes, this is not what I want, or whatever the case is. But I know that this is happening in order for essentially this flower to keep blooming, essentially for newer, better, bigger, wiser things to come into place for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, that's cool, man. I completely understand what you're saying because, like, thinking about growing up, man, we always used to have the Christmas parties, going to Christmas parties and things, and then you just move places, and folks moved into a place where it's a little bit, it's a townhome because I mean they're empty nesters at this point, and so they don't need all that room, and they don't need to mow a lawn and things like that, and so like we don't have those parties anymore, and to be completely honest with you, like I understand where they're coming from too, because it's like after all those years of entertaining and hosting and everything, like sometimes it's like, damn, like the cleanup, like the organizing, all that stuff. Like just think about the organizing that it took to what's going on this coming Saturday.
Facts.
Like,
doing that for decades.
man, you know what I mean? And that's probably where we get it from, obviously. But yeah, like when you were speaking about things kind of being more so attached to your mind, that brings me to thinking about and bear with me, but the Holy Trinity. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And kind of understanding where you can feel that presence in each of those, whatever you want to call, I guess, categories, for lack of a better word. But, starting with the mind, right? Because there's always, when you think about people, think about mind, body, spirit. And that's when I kind of associate the Holy Trinity with, and not to, manipulate the Holy Trinity for what we're trying to connect things to, but like it's all related, it's all connected in that way because that's the genesis of our being. Is God. The genesis of our being is our mind.
Absolutely, yeah.
And how things are connected in that sense. And then just equipping yourself with the right tools in order to combat some of those anxieties that you have, being nostalgic to a point where you start to obsess and things like that. It's like, okay, again, bring yourself back. You just can bring yourself back to the point of, okay, what am I actually blessed with, and what are these fun things or awesome things that I have ahead of me,
Yeah.
or even challenges.
Yeah.
I think I've talked about this before about reframing things in the sense of, with change for me for a long time, and it sounds like it was the same for you. Like, it's like, damn, bro, again, this is even why we started the brand, bro. Like, change is no joke sometimes.
Man.
And so, but no, like, you go back to your fundamentals of what makes you who you are. And so, like I said, starting with the mind, right? The genesis of who you are, God, the great I am.
Yeah.
And him instilling that into us. And then, the body, that being the Son, Christ in the flesh, in all of his deity, right? And so, like, it's just thinking about how when he was on this earth and the crucifixion that took place, man, it's just like, thank God that we don't have to go through that to deal with all the things that we go through and that we fall short on. And yeah, man, like, it's, whenever I think about that as well, I was at this camp one time and they just talked about like having some type of physical reminder, or like marking yourself like with a cross, and just thinking about like, okay, no matter what I do, like, one, my pain is never as intense as what our Savior Jesus went through it himself.
Yeah.
But also, like, to think about, okay, fueling yourself with the right thoughts, which is, I'm never alone, I am worthy, and all these things, as opposed to the contrary of those. And then obviously, mind, body, soul / spirit. This is where I see the Holy Ghost coming into play, Holy Spirit, directing our moral compass. Like, I just always get so confused, man, when I hear people talk about like morals and all these things, and but they don't recognize that there's a God. Because it's like, okay, these are all great things, but who instilled that into us to not just go out and kill people and do horrible things to other people? Like, obviously some people are just evil and they're wired that way, but a majority of the population, I would say, is not. Which is why we're still around as a civilization, as a species.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, like, that's just kind of like the connection that I have with it is, mind, body, spirit / soul, and then the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Like, it's all connected in that sense. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. How do you see yourself nourishing each one of those areas in your life?
Yeah, I would say like the easiest one to think about and talk about first is the body. That's the most, I feel like that's the easiest to comprehend, is how am I treating my temple? And I know I have tattoos and everything, and that can kind of be a little misconstrued at times, but like, I try to fuel myself with the right things to eat, get my hydration in, and all those types of things, and keep some sodas to a minimum. I mean, obviously I fall short of that at times, but I think making that conscious effort to fuel myself with the right things, to go and work out and get 30 minutes a day of intentional movement, like that, they all start to intertwine. Because if I get my movement of the day, if I work out, like, I'm so much better up here. And then same thing, if I get in my word, if I read the Bible, if I pray, like, to start the day, like, I'm so much better everywhere else. And then as far as like my spirit, my soul, man, like, this is definitely more of a recent thing. But like yesterday, man, I was literally at the end of the day, like towards the end of the day, I was just talking to God. I was like, God, you are on one. Thank you for everything. Because, had a great day. You, me, Jordan, we had a great meeting. Same thing with my brother-in-law for the things that he's doing right now and that I'm a part of for him, as well as, things that I'm doing on my own individually as well. It's just like,
Hell yeah.
there are a lot of things that are falling into place regardless of the obstacles that are in place. Like getting a new car and having this buku payment now, not like between the car payment and the insurance. And yeah, I just like with all those things, like even putting laundry away at freaking 11 o'clock last night, like just making sure that I got done the thing that I absolutely wanted to get done no matter what. And yeah, I was like, Father, thank you. Like this is everything. Like I've been able to get all these things done. You've opened up these pathways for me to get these things done. And I think as I was kind of having that conversation and having those internal thoughts, I was just like, you know, as crazy as it can be, life really is awesome. Yeah, with those sorts of things, when you can find joy in those little minute details of your everyday living or life, man, that's the thing that I'm trying to improve upon. And I was like, yeah, like want to romanticize those things, you know, in the way that I look forward to it because I'm taking the time and being intentional behind everything. Like we're talking about washing my face, brushing my teeth, making sure that I stay looking young as long as possible, like putting extra hydration on my eyes, you know, like I just taking the time for the little details. And of course, shout out to Hay, because she always gets me right on those things. But yeah, man, like just having those conversations and being able to be vulnerable in those spaces as well, with the one being that knows me the most intimately and knows me more than I know myself, like that's where a lot of my peace stems from as well. But what about you, man? Like when you think of how you tend to your mind, body, soul / spirit, like what are some of the ways that you're fed in all three of those?
I think first and foremost, for sure, Father as well. Reading the Word, watching service or going to service when I have time, for sure. And I think prayer specifically, having that one-on-one time with Him, that intentional one-on-one time, I think is what's most important. So I would say that feeds my spirit for sure. And then I would say with my mind, having one-on-one time with my therapist, actually. She's been extremely helpful. And I haven't seen her in a while. I'd see her next Thursday. So I've been a little mentally just kind of like in a fog, especially like when I don't see her for a little bit. But when I do see her, I always feel much better too, you know, just mentally, as far as just my day-to-day things and just whatever's going on in life, just my emotions. And then body-wise, I can sure be a lot better, but I would say specifically my diet. I notice when I'm eating like crappy, that's when my body is just like real slow, sluggish, real just foggy, groggy.
Bro, come on.
Yeah.
Give me something good.
For real,
Just trying to crawl along.
Bro, screaming, brother. And it's like, oh man, or like the days where I don't eat till 5, 6, 7 p.m. Yeah, like those days you can just definitely tell. Like my mind might just like, oh, let's go. We got shit to do today. But my body's like, hey, slow down.
Slow down, please.
For real. Yeah, definitely let me know that one time I passed out for sure.
Wait.
This was like 2023.
Bro, you passed out?
Yeah.
When? How do I not remember this?
This was like, I think I was in Fort Collins at the time, but I was living, or not living, but I was staying at my parents' house because they were out of town in Ohio. They're actually in Ohio right now. What are the odds? But yeah, bro, it was one of those days. I think you still might have been in Pueblo.
2023?
Yeah.
I might have been in the Springs, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, so I just like woke up, did all like my usual stuff, man. And then Ruben was like, oh, you want to work? This is when my parents were still about at 24. So Ruben, oh man, you want to come work out, bro? And I was like, Hell yeah. No, Ruben swole ass.
Yeah, it wasn't no just regular workout.
Yeah, hell no, bro. Talking about a warm up, bro. Just like, throw a plate on that. A plate is my max, sir. What? What is going on?
I'm supposed to do reps.
Yeah,
Plural?
Plural of these, dog? Okay. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a good sport. I'll just go for it. Man, bad idea. So I'm just like working out, going through it. Didn't eat after that. Barely was drinking water that day. And then, yeah, bro, I got home. At the time I was seeing old girl. So I was like, oh, like, I'll cook dinner for us. You can come over. She's like, that's cool. Like, I'll bring over just like, snacks and whatever cases. We just hang out for a little bit. I was like, cool. Get there, I finished serving dinner for us, and like I'm sitting there just eating, bro. And she's talking to me, and this is kind of like towards like the end of our night. She's like, "Yeah, I think I'm about to like head home here pretty soon." I was like, "Oh, like no, that's cool, whatever." And like I'm just kind of like looking at her, and I'm kind of feel myself getting like warm, like a little bit. And like I was just like, I'm probably just tripping right now,
Oh, I do remember this. Yes, I 100% remember this because the more that you were talking about, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just like looking at it, and all of a sudden, it's like you stand up too fast, bro. But it was like that, but I was still sitting. And I looked at her, I was like, I don't feel too well. I feel a little off right now.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Bro, like her just laughing. She's like, ha ha, like whatever. And like I kind of joke a lot.
Yeah.
But she's like, ha ha, being funny, and then I just on the fucking floor, just out. And at this point, she was telling me afterwards, she was like, yeah, I thought you were like still bullshitting. I was like, clearly not. I'm on the floor. What the hell? Then she was
I
like,
remember you saying that.
yeah. She's like, oh crap. So she called like the whole ambulance. It was a whole nine. They closed.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She didn't just take you to the hospital.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was a bill. That was a bill.
Ooh.
For sure.
Yeah, hefty one, I'm sure.
Yeah, just for the ride, bro. Like,
but at least you're all right.
yeah.
Money comes around.
Yeah.
Money comes back around.
For sure. But yeah, man. So I was in my diet. So now I'm a lot more intentional about eating, and if not, then snacking like throughout the day. If it's not going to be meals, just something, and also very heavy on water right now. I could definitely be extremely better with it, but I try to drink as much water as I can, and I think a lot more just clean eats. Salads is pretty much what I am like on my diet. Salads is pretty much my diet itself, and then pasta, meat for sure. And then a couple of years ago, my doctor, when I was seeing him, he really wanted me to get my omega-3s up, which was, I think, has been helpful. So just eating, I used to cook tuna. I don't cook tuna too much now, but salmon. You don't like tuna?
Oh my gosh, bro. I mean, in a pinch, 100%. Like, don't get me wrong, like I'll eat it, and there are times, bro, where I just eat things because I know it's good for me.
Oh.
Like, and that's one of them. Yeah. I'm not a picky guy, but tuna, raw tuna, completely different story.
Yeah,
sushi,
yeah.
but
Yeah, oh for sure.
oh,
Yeah.
I know, man. Like Haley will talk about how she had a yummy, quote unquote yummy, tuna sandwich, and I'm like, you're.
Oh, see, I can't do that.
Ugh.
Nah, I'm talking like a, what you call it, a tuna fillet, bro, or like a cut of like tuna, almost like a steak type shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. Shit, let me cook you something. I'll change your mind. I
Yeah,
promise.
hopefully.
I'll change your
Hopefully.
mind. I promise.
You're gonna have to open all the windows.
No, I swear it's actually fire, bro.
Okay.
But like a lot of that, and just trying to nourish my body in that sense. And when I am nourishing all those three things, when I am praying consistently, going to church, and reading the Bible, when I am seeing my therapist, and practicing my different techniques. And I would also say for like my mind, I think just being with friends, being with just you, Ruby, and the girls, just hanging out, Damar, my cousin, my brother, nephew, Leva, and then just hanging out with my loved ones, I just feel just better mentally.
Do you think that, like, as you just mentioned that when you're doing these things, like, you feel great, but obviously, you know the other side of it, because there are times where you might lose grip on one of those or multiple of those.
Yeah.
But does having somebody there to help keep you accountable, like, is that something that feeds you, or is that something that like doesn't really fit to your lifestyle?
It depends on what it is. If we're talking like a romantic relationship, I think it might be a little different. Not in the sense like a bad sense, but I think I just get too focused on them or like the relationship instead of like it cohesively all together, including myself,
Yeah.
and not focusing on myself. I think that is helpful. So I think that can be good or bad depending. I think just dating in a sense, but then I think when it's like me, you and me, that works really, really well. In a sense, like we've always said it, I think we just know how to roll with the punches, but we also, shit, bro, we're close as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we just get each other, and I think we share the same brain just about all the time, you know? So it makes life easier, and also knowing that, like, bro, yesterday in our meeting, when you were going through your slideshow, your presentation, I was like, shit, bro, I didn't make a presentation.
Nah, but yeah, but it's like yin and yang or whatever you like. Where I might have been lacking in just like the visualization of what we were talking about, and keeping things simple. Like, again, we talked about like in the best possible way. Like, that's where you stepped in, and we can like just spitball back and forth and like come together, and that's what makes it so powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. But seeing that, I was like, damn, that makes me want to work harder. And you know what I mean? And just having that, it is to me, that's accountability, is seeing somebody with me just doing great things. Like, damn, like I also want to be on that as well. So I would say it depends, like on that question. Like, it's like you and me, like always, that makes sense.
Yeah.
A ton of time don't really matter. But then if it's again like in a romantic sense, it just depends on the girl. I guess she would have to be equally as ambitious, and just determined.
Y'all better be listening.
Grit, you know, and just on her square, if you will.
True.
For sure.
Something to be said for that.
Yeah, for it to work.
Yeah,
because I feel like my lifestyle is just busy, you know. And I need somebody that understands that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what does it mean to stay on your square for you?
Not letting people, places, or things attach to me, I would say. And not necessarily in a bad way, but almost like, I think I mentioned it during our episode with Jordan, but almost like a river, just kind of letting things flow naturally as it's intended to, and just being present in the moment, enjoying that, and trying to soak up as much as I can without getting to that side of, like we were talking about earlier, like obsessing in the sense like, oh, like I don't want to let this go, because sometimes you might get in a funk, like imagining myself and be like, oh, like I don't want to let go of this apartment. Like, okay, I'd be paying like $42,000 a month just to keep this shit. You know what I mean? Like
$42,000.
No, for real. Like that was the number that threw me.
42,000.
Yeah, some shit like that. Like
4,200.
No, not 100. Like
42,000 a
month. If I was like to keep it without whatever, say like letting them know I was like resigning or whatever the fuck is. Yeah, bro.
Come on.
No, like
42,000 a month.
So it's something that might have been a dramatic
I'm
number.
like,
it was like double digit though. It wasn't single digit.
What?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. It's crazy, but like, for example, in like that kind of sense, if I was to be like, oh, like I want to keep this apartment, it could be detrimental to myself.
Yeah.
In a sense, or if I were to like not let go of certain people or certain things, like what comes to mind with letting go of certain people is my ex. If that wasn't something that happened, if I didn't let go of that situation, it could have been very detrimental to just my life.
Yeah. True.
Music would not have been happening. this probably wouldn't be as happening as much or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? And having that create room is going to bring in better things like plant and push, like new friendships, like new connections, new jobs, new apartments, those kind of things. So trying to keep it into that perspective of, yes, this might be happening, change is happening, but also rolling with the punches, going with the flow of the river for sure.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on $42,000 a month, bro.
Hold on. I'm for real, dog. When I seen that, I was like, nah, ain't no way. 14,000.
14,000 a month?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I know you're my best offer.
This is when they were trying to get us to renew and stuff. For those that care about this.
Prior to your lease ending.
Yeah.
Yo.
Crazy, right?
That's actually nuts.
Yeah.
Who in their right mind
would do that? Yeah, nah, bro. So in these things, yes, the apartment has to go.
14, yeah. I mean, if there's any other indicator, there you go.
Bruh, just don't got that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know many month? People. Yeah.
A month, bro. This one thing if I'm freaking a billionaire.
Yeah.
No,
but in that case, you're not going to be spending that in Broomfield, Colorado, in a tube.
Hell no. As we're continuing to talk about staying on our square, keeping our vision in alignment per se, what comes to mind is my music project, and what also makes that come to mind is this apartment as well. I've been working on this project called Self with Shadowlands, Ether, Late Night Drive, Frequency, since we moved in. What was crazy, I was looking at pictures the other day, and that board was pretty much empty. Like, there was nothing other than what I was working on Shadowlands for, and that was 2024, I want to say. 2024, maybe 2023. No, 2024. And just the progress of it has been really insightful. I think I've learned a lot about myself going through this project and making 4 different genres of music, but spending a lot of time on that, and with that time staying true to what I had in mind at the beginning. Like, hey, I want to put out a extended project, more than just 4 songs, 5 songs, 6 songs, but do it with 4 different genres, 4 different emotions, 4 different sides of me, in a sense. And usually when I'm putting together projects, it usually is like, oh, like, I'll just pivot this way, like this shit isn't working, or some obstacle came up, or whatever the case is. But I'm excited that it's getting ready to come out. Aiming for end of this month, early August, for sure before my birthday. But just really excited that I was able to stay true to the vision that I had set out for myself with this project. I think it made me a better artist, but I think also it made me grow as a person and learn more about my flaws, learn more about my negative sides, my positive sides. And
I just thought of the title for your next project, because this one was just called Self. You know, the next one could be Discovery. Because it's like talking about like all the other things, and you know me, I don't know nothing about making music, so
that'd be fire.
But like
that'd be fire though, because low key, bro. Breaking news. I think I might change my name.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
To what?
I think just Leaf period, but lowercase L. I feel like Late Night has said enough. You know, I feel like that chapter's coming to a close. This apartment chapter is coming to a close, and my job chapter is coming to a close, and evolving, like we were saying towards the beginning of when we started this, becoming the the version of myself that I was supposed to become, and you becoming the version of yourself that you're supposed to become. I feel like I've hit that point with music, and I want to live more, not that I was living like a double life, but I want to live more like singularly. Like I want people to know me for Leaf.
Yeah.
So I think that would be great having Discovery be
No.
that, because it is Discovery. Like who is Leaf as an artist?
It's true. Yeah, I mean that's pretty profound, bro. Like just having more cohesion among all the things in your life.
Yeah,
Bringing them all together.
absolutely.
Powerful.
Yeah, most people when I see them call me Leaf,
It's true.
Yeah, here I go by Leaf, and
How many people nowadays even call you Khalif?
Man, I would say like my boss for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that just started, but I kind of want to like, when I start teaching, I want to tell my students like, you can call me Leaf, like that's cool,
Yeah.
just to make it easier, bro. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Sure.
Yeah, no, that is cool, man. Cause that's you, Leaf.
Yeah, literally. So definitely stay tuned. And I think just I want to expand my sound like all together. We'll see what that looks like, but hopefully
you can discover what that looks like.
Yes, sir. Pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. First dad joke of the day.
But what about you, brother? What comes to mind when you are thinking about staying true to your vision and your alignment in life?
I think that God has blessed me with the ability to be a good coach, one, but to take it as far as I want to. It'd be great to be the face of an NFL team in terms of coaching for college. I mean, college would be even more awesome because tradition behind everything and stuff. NIL is a whole different headache anymore, but yeah. But because I think of guys like Nick Saban, who are just the top of the cream of the crop when it comes to coaches.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that going down that path is my route because, there's recruiting, there's all like traveling and all that type of stuff that I just purely want to be around Haley more. and I've noticed that I kind of get a little off my square when I don't see her as much as I want to during the week and things. And when things start to get really chaotic, it's nice to, because we're founded in Christ, but it's nice to have that rock to cling on to.
Yeah.
You listen to, you know who Sade is, right?
Yeah.
Lover's Rock. That's all I think about. But yeah, and then for coaching purposes, like I've kind of alluded to the things that I'm doing in my own life, but I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I make coaching my entire career without going to the next level, without trying to pursue an NFL career and those types of things. If that happens one day and they're like, here's the keys to the kingdom for a great situation. Obviously, like there'd be some conversations that have to be had.
For sure.
And obviously there's a whole bunch of different steps that go into that. That's why I don't even think about that because it's not even close to the type of reality. But, it's like, okay, I've tried to do all these different things like I've talked about before that sound good, that are very earthly founded, founded in the flesh, which is weak. But when I'm coaching, something that I know very well, I'm still learning more about what it takes. I'm no expert by any means, but I've been able to have honest and deep conversations with some of the kids that I've coached, both directly and indirectly. Meaning, like, obviously I coach linebackers, but at the end of this past year, a kid came up to me at after our last game that we lost, and man, like the words that he told me, will live with me forever. Just about like, without going into detail, just how I impacted his life.
For sure.
And I was just like man, if that ain't God speaking to me through this kid right here, who's also had a bunch of different things go on in his life that have been difficult, I don't know what is, because if you would have told me that he was going to be the one to say that, I'd have been like, nah, you bullshitting. But it's just like, it's so profound. It's such a profound feeling, I should say, when you are in a sense confirmed. Like you receive that confirmation. Because not a whole lot of things in my life I've received that. And those are the things that I'm starting to pay attention to. And so, I know it's a more difficult of a path to go down to create this lifestyle for myself that I want to. But at the end of the day, it's going to be completely worth it.
Oh, for sure.
And I know that God's going to provide, as frustrating and as difficult of a time it is right now, and dang near every phase of my life, like it's all worth it. And so like that's where I'm staying on my square and continuing to be positive, knowing that if I continue to go down this route and this path that Father has laid for me, that everything else is going to be taken care of. And like all of these earthly things, they may come true, they may not. But man, just putting one foot in front of the other.
Amen, brother. Yeah. Absolutely. You're going to make it happen, big
guy. Hey, appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
And same with you, man. Like, you talked about drawing, not necessarily drawing inspiration from me, but that's what it is from you to me, is I draw inspiration from you, because you continue to press with music. And I see, and all of us see, all the hard work that goes into what you do, especially when you're up till 1 o'clock in the morning after work, after doing this, like the complexity that you have behind your life and the calmness that you keep while you have that, man, everybody needs a piece of that, including this guy.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
But I mean, that's why we work, bro. That's why we're best friends, and
hell yeah.
And that's why everybody in my life, they love you.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just reciprocal, brother.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, for everybody else, like, there's a reason that you're here.
Yes,
at the end of the day, there's a reason that you can wake up every day, that you have that breath of life every single day. And finding that purpose, it's one of the most difficult things there is to do. Sure. But when you start to get a glimpse of that and you feed yourself with the right things, mind, body, and spirit, you'll know without a question.
Absolutely. Nothing's impossible because I'm possible.
Damn right. Hey, perfect way to end it. Nothing more to be said there. But yeah, man, we're so excited. We have a lot of great things in the works. A lot of things that we think are going to be able to help a lot of people out.
Yes,
finding routines, helping people find their purpose or what that looks like for them. Because we understand how difficult it is because we're going through it right now.
For sure.
But man, if this episode or any other episode touched you in any way, connected with you, please feel free to like and subscribe and share with your community.
Absolutely. And as always,
keep on pushing.
Bang!